Through the talk or discussion which Christian had with Hopeful, he was able to stop himself from committing suicide. Hopeful was able to encourage him. Well, towards evening, the giant goes down into the dungeon again to see if his prisoners had taken his counsel. But when he came there, he found them alive. And truly alive was all, for now, what for want of bread and water, and by reason of the wounds or beatings which they received when he beat them, they could do little but breathe. But, I say, he found them alive, at which he fell into a grievous rage. That means he became very angry. He was furious. And he told them that, seeing they had disobeyed his counsel or advice, it should be worse with them than if they had never been born. At this they trembled greatly, and I think that Christian fell into a swoon, or Christian fainted. But coming a little to himself again, they renewed or continued their discourse or their talk or discussion about the giant's counsel, and whether they had best take it or not. Now Christian again seemed for doing it, but Hopeful made his second reply as follows. Hopeful said, "My brother, rememberest thou not how valiant or brave thou hast been heretofore? Apollyon could not crush thee, nor could all that thou didst hear or see or feel in the valley of the shadow of death." Here Hopeful reminded Christian of his past victories. Apollyon was one of the angels of Satan. He was the angel of the abyss. Christian had to fight with Apollyon in the past, and he was victorious. Christian had also traveled in the valley of the shadow of death, a very fearsome dark place, but he had been able to pass through it successfully. What hardship, terror, and amazement hast thou already gone through, and thou art now nothing but fears? Thou seest that I am in the dungeon with thee, a far weaker man by nature than thou art. Also this giant has wounded me as well as thee, and hath also cut off the bread and water from my mouth. And with thee I mourn without the light. But let us exercise a little more patience. Remember how thou playedst the man at Vanity Fair, and wast neither afraid of the chain nor cage, nor yet of bloody death? Wherefore let us, at least to avoid the shame that becomes not a Christian to be found in, bear up with patience as well as we can. Here we see that Hopeful reminded Christian of his past victories. His past victories had not been small or in vain. They develop a pattern which shows that he has been victorious. He also reminded Christian of his victories at Vanity Fair. These places, the Valley of the Shadow of Death and Vanity Fair, stand for something. The Valley of the Shadow of Death stands for a very difficult time when one is sad, or one is sick, or one is having some severe problems that they feel that they are near the shadow of death. Vanity Fair was the name of a city. It was the city of vanity, where the people worshipped Beelzebub, or the devil. Christian had been victorious there also. So Hopeful reminded him of those victories and encouraged him to not give